How to fix Forza Horizon 6 FH205 and FHE01 errors on AMD RX 570/580 GPUs. Welcome back to Tenabalta. Today, we're diving deep into resolving two persistent and frustrating errors, FH205 and FHE01, specifically impacting Forza Horizon 6 players utilizing AMD Radeon RX 570 and RX 580 series GPUs. These errors can abruptly halt your high-octane racing experience, often manifesting after hours of anticipation and gameplay. Our comprehensive guide will navigate through the intricate layers of driver dependencies, game integrity, system configurations, and specific workarounds to ensure your AMD RX 570 or RX 580 card delivers the seamless performance it's designed for in Forza Horizon 6. Understanding the root causes of FH205 and FHE01 is crucial for effective troubleshooting. The FH205 error typically signals a compatibility issue with your graphics driver or a system-level conflict, preventing the game from properly initializing the GPU, particularly noted with older AMD architectures like the RX 500 series. FHE01, often appearing after FH205 is resolved, points towards more transient game client issues or resource allocation conflicts that can be mitigated with strategic restarts and system adjustments. We will address both with a structured approach. Let's begin troubleshooting. Update with specific AMD Agility SDK driver. The most critical initial step for FH205 on RX 570/580 GPUs involves installing a specific AMD driver that includes the Microsoft Agility SDK. Navigate to the AMD support article for release notes specific to the Agility SDK, e.g. RN-RADMS Agility SDK 2023-6-711, HTML or newer versions if available for your card, and download the recommended driver package. This particular driver version has shown significant success in resolving the FH205 error by enhancing compatibility between older GPU architectures and modern game APIs. Perform a clean driver installation using the. Before installing any new drivers, especially the Agility SDK package, it's highly recommended to perform a clean uninstallation of your existing AMD drivers using Display Driver Uninstaller, in Windows Safe Mode. This process meticulously removes all remnants of previous driver installations, preventing potential conflicts and ensuring a fresh, stable base for the new driver. After a clean sweep, proceed with the installation of the specific Agility SDK-enabled driver. Implement the Megadroidgames GitHub fix, FH201/FH205 context. While primarily aimed at FH201, the GitHub repository from Megadroidgames offers potential solutions and workarounds for general RX 580 compatibility issues that can contribute to FH205. Review the instructions and files provided in the repository, particularly any modifications related to game executables or environment variables, as these can sometimes address underlying GPU initialization problems. Carefully follow the instructions, understanding that this is an unofficial community fix. Restart Forza Horizon 6, FHE01 specific. If you encounter the FHE01 error, a simple restart of the Forza Horizon 6 game client is often an effective, albeit temporary, solution as noted by community members. This suggests the error might stem from a transient resource allocation problem or an initialization glitch that resets upon a fresh launch. Consistently restarting the game after this error appears can help you continue playing, while deeper solutions are investigated. Verify game files' integrity. Corrupted or missing game files can lead to various errors, including FH205 and FHE01. Utilize the game launcher, Steam, Xbox app, or Microsoft Store to verify the integrity of Forza Horizon 6 game files. This process scans your installation, identifies any discrepancies, and automatically re-downloads and replaces problematic files, ensuring your game installation is complete and undamaged. Run game as administrator. Insufficient administrative privileges can sometimes prevent Forza Horizon 6 from accessing necessary system resources or making critical system calls, potentially triggering errors like FH205. Locate the game's executable file or launch via Steam/Xbox app as administrator and configure it to always run with administrator privileges. This grants the game the elevated permissions it might require for stable operation. Disable in-game overlays. Overlays from third-party applications like Discord, Steam, Xbox Game Bar, or MSI Afterburner can interfere with game rendering pipelines and cause stability issues, including FH205 or FHE01. Temporarily disable all non-essential overlays before launching Forza Horizon 6. Test the game's stability without these interferences to identify if a particular overlay is the culprit. Adjust in-game graphics settings. Aggressive graphics settings, especially those pushing VRAM limits on your RX 570/580, can lead to instability and crashes. Reduce demanding settings such as texture quality, shadow detail, and anti-aliasing to lower presets. Monitor your VRAM usage within the game's settings or through tools like AMD Radeon software to ensure you are not exceeding your 8 GB VRAM capacity. Update Windows OS to the latest version. Outdated Windows operating system versions might lack crucial security patches, performance optimizations, or API updates required by modern games like Forza Horizon 6. Ensure your Windows 10 or 11 installation is fully updated by checking for updates via Windows settings. Keeping your OS current helps maintain system compatibility and stability. Check and adjust Windows Power Plan. Your Windows Power Plan settings can significantly impact GPU performance and stability. Ensure your system is set to a high-performance or ultimate performance power plan rather than balanced or power saver. Within the power plan options, also verify that PCI Express Link State Power Management is set to off to prevent power-saving features from interfering with your GPU. Exclude game from Antivirus/Firewall. Aggressive antivirus software or firewall settings can mistakenly flag game executables as threats or restrict their network access, leading to launch failures or in-game errors. Add Forza Horizon 6 and its associated launchers, Steam, Xbox app, to your antivirus and firewall exception lists. Temporarily disabling your antivirus for a test run can help confirm if it's causing interference. Update DirectX and Visual C++ redistributables. Forza Horizon 6 relies heavily on up-to-date DirectX runtimes and Visual C++ redistributable packages. Ensure you have the latest versions installed by downloading them directly from Microsoft's official website. Corrupted or outdated versions of these components can lead to various runtime errors, including those impacting game graphics and stability. Clear shader cache. Corrupted shader caches can cause visual glitches, performance drops, or crashes. Clear your AMD shader cache through the AMD Radeon software settings or by deleting the cache files located in appdata/local/AMD/DX cache and appdata/local/D3D cache. Allowing the game to rebuild these shaders upon next launch can resolve issues related to graphical rendering. Adjust virtual memory, page file size. Insufficient virtual memory, also known as the page file, can cause games to crash, especially when system RAM is heavily utilized. Manually adjust your page file size in Windows by setting a custom size, typically 1.5 times your physical RAM for the initial size and 3 times for the maximum. This ensures Windows has enough swap space for demanding applications like Forza Horizon 6. Disable full-screen optimizations. Windows full-screen optimizations can sometimes cause compatibility issues or performance bottlenecks with certain games. This forces the game to run in a more traditional exclusive full-screen mode, which can resolve display-related errors. Monitor GPU and CPU temperatures. Overheating components can lead to system instability, throttling, and game crashes. Use monitoring software like HW Monitor or AMD Radeon software to track your RX 570/580 GPU and CPU temperatures during gameplay. Ensure they remain within safe operating limits, typically below 85-90°C for GPUs, to rule out thermal issues contributing to stability problems. Perform a system file check, SFC, and DISM scan. Corrupted Windows system files can lead to various malfunctions, affecting game performance and stability. Open an elevated command prompt and run sfc/scano to check for and repair corrupted system files. Follow this with dism/online/cleanupimage/restore health to ensure your Windows image is healthy, providing a stable foundation for the game. Consider rolling back to an older stable AMD driver. If recent driver updates introduced new issues after initially resolving FH205, or if the specific Agility SDK driver causes unforeseen problems, consider rolling back to a previously known stable AMD driver version for your RX 570/580. Use the for a clean uninstall. Then install a driver from an earlier release that was known to be stable for Forza Horizon titles. Check for BIOS/UEFI and chipset driver updates. Outdated motherboard BIOS/UEFI firmware or chipset drivers can sometimes cause compatibility issues with modern GPUs and games. Visit your motherboard manufacturer's website to check for and install the latest BIOS/UEFI and chipset drivers. This ensures optimal communication between your CPU, GPU, and other system components. Reinstall Forza Horizon 6 completely. As a last resort, if all other solutions fail, a complete reinstallation of Forza Horizon 6 might be necessary. Thoroughly uninstall the game through your chosen platform, Steam, Xbox app, Microsoft Store, and manually delete any remaining game folders. Then perform a fresh download and installation. This often resolves deeply rooted corruption or misconfigurations. By systematically working through these deep dive technical solutions, particularly focusing on the specific AMD Agility SDK driver and game integrity, you should be able to resolve the FH205 and FHE01 errors on your AMD RX 570/580 GPU and return to the exhilarating world of Forza Horizon 6. Enjoy the open road and the thrill of the race. Don't forget to follow Tenabalta for more in-depth technical guides and solutions.